I will do anything to keep fighting so that my daughter can have a mom that she deserves, and so that I can have a life that I deserve. Hello everybody, my name is Jamie Brown. I am currently 28 years old, and I am a mother of a 7-year-old daughter. I am making this video in regards to my substance use addiction. I am currently addicted to opiates. I have made the transition into morphine, which I have been using frequently. Before that, I was using fentanyl and Percocets, which most likely were laced with fentanyl as well. This has probably been happening since 2016 on and off. I did have moments of sobriety, but after certain moments I got myself re-addicted. My addiction struggles have been initially triggered by the fact that my father abused me and my other sisters sexually and physically, and nobody prevented it. Not even my own sisters, as they were much older than me, not my mother, who knew what was going on, not any of my other family members that knew what was going on. But I did prevent it from my little sister, who was only 7 at the time. I had to do a whole court case against my dad to protect my little sister, and my little sister was saved from my dad. My dad had full custody of her at the time because her mother was a meth addict. And I just couldn't believe that nobody else who was living such normal lives as nurses and seemed so normal would just let this happen. But then I realized they just let the same thing happen to me. But I cannot continue to let this happen to my little sister. This was an extremely traumatic event for me because as soon as my family knew this was happening, basically everybody abandoned me. They said I was doing it for attention. They didn't understand why I was doing it. They said that foster care was worse for her than what she was already going through. It was a terrible, terrible time, but I'm still extremely proud of myself for fighting through that, because now she is currently safe in custody of her aunt that takes great care of her, and she is doing well, and we have a good relationship now. Another part of the court case was for my own justice, that I was hoping to get justice against the abuse my dad caused me. And this was during COVID times when we started this case, and I have no idea, but they told me recently that it was due to the time frame that they're unable to process his charges, which I completely don't understand, because there wasn't supposed to be a time frame for child abuse, but I don't know. It makes no sense to me, and it definitely adds to my frustration. But anyways, this was a time frame which definitely got me more onto drugs again, because I felt like I had nobody and felt extremely alone and betrayed. But my daughter, Rosalie, has always been a huge source of inspiration for me, and she's always kept me going, even when I really wanted to give up. My brother recently died of an overdose. He was my only full brother. He was 2 years older than me, and his name was Tyler, and he had a son as well. And he overdosed at my father's house, in his living room, on the floor. And yeah, he was just messaging me a few minutes before, saying he was kicked out and how much he loved me, and then a couple hours later I was notified that he passed away. And of course this broke my heart as well. At the funeral, I knew my dad was going to be there, so we had a funeral party which was supposed to be separate, and then my dad still showed up and nobody kicked him out, and I got really upset with my mom, and once again everybody freaked out at me, telling me it was not all about me, And I just felt so alone that nobody cared about the abuse that I had, and it was extremely triggering as well. So these are like the main things that have really caused my addiction to spiral downwards. And I know it's not an excuse. I'm a nurse and I'm a mom, and I believe in my future. I just desperately need to keep fighting, and I believe this ibogaine treatment by FEAT is my way out. And I will do anything to keep fighting so that my daughter can have a mom that she deserves, and so that I can have a life that I deserve. So I hope you can hear my story, and I hope you have hope in me. Thank you for listening.